Hi everyone, this is Oguzhan. Welcome back to another UiPath tutorial. Today we will continue to implement REFramework and we will try to implement process transaction together. So last time we have implemented get transaction data state and we have got our items into variables which were let's see, transaction field 1 and transaction field 2. So we are going to use those variables inside the process state and we will open our movie page and we will try to get, for example, director of that movie. So let's get back to main once again, and here we are also need to specify our exception scenario, which I will be get to that later on this session. I don't send my flow to the init state whenever it gets system exception. I want to continue to iteration for my items, so I am going to change it. Maybe we can do it right now. So let's first start with that. Here, once I got an exception, I don't want to save it to the system exception. Maybe we can say nothing. So once I got business rule exception, I am going to get to the get transaction data, as you see. And once I got system exception, it will get me directly to the init state, which I don't want to. So once I got any exception, it won't anymore direct me to the init state. So this is the first thing I need to do. And secondly, maybe we can open the workflow. Here we need to define some arguments. Instead of transaction item, I am going to use transaction, let's call it movie name, and also URL. Let's call it movie URL. So here, actually, I also need to pass my browser object. Let's call it UI browser. So here I need to change the type of that, which is browser. So yeah, because I have opened my browser inside the init state, and here, let me close this. Here I got my Edge browser as a variable. So I am going to attach this browser and I will be opening each URL on that browser object actually. So okay, let's open it. This is for transaction field, I think 1, and the second one is this one, and this is Edge browser. It is not available right now, so maybe we can check the scope of that variable. Here I will check for variables, and here I am not able to see that, so let's click here, and here it is. So Edge browser, and maybe I can also make this. Okay, so I got this browser object from here and pass this to inside process state. So let's check it once again, and here it is. Okay, so quickly let me check this get transaction data values. The first one is actually, let's see, movie name, transaction field 1, and the transaction field 2 is a URL. Okay, so here inside the process transaction, I am basically attached the browser. Let's check for that one. Okay, so where is my browser? The existing browser, actually, I will say in UI browser. Type of the browser is Edge. So it is going to attach that browser. Then I am going to navigate the URL. So here, let's navigate in URL. Then I am going to get the director of that specific movie, and let's check it from here. So maybe click this. Okay, here it is. So I will say I need to use text here, and let me take it to here. Inside the get text, let's first try to indicate the element here. So this is the, let's try this. Okay, so this is the director of the movie. But if we check the selector, let's check it here, and okay, let's make it visible like that. So as you see, it has a name inside that selector, so it is not a kind of generic selector. So we need to make it much more generic. We need to use dynamic selector to be able to get it for each movie one by one. So let me close it, and here let's open it inside the UI Explorer, and we need to remove that AA name property. Let's do it. So also title is containing the name of the movie. Maybe we can also remove that and put a asterisk character here. So maybe we can also put parent class, tab index maybe. Let's try to remove it once again. Okay, so let's check it. Okay, so it is working for this one. And if we try to get the next one, let's see if it is working or not for Godfather. Let me open it and I will get back to my generic selector. So let me click check and highlight. It is getting that one. So that means we can use this selector as a generic one to be able to get the name of the director for that movie. So let's try from something else, maybe. Let's try for this one, for example, Inception. So let's open it. Okay, here, let's check it and highlight it, and it got the Christopher Nolan from director name. So yeah, it is working. Let me copy and save it. So right after that, maybe I can assign a value for that movie director, and maybe we can also put some kind of log message, or maybe you can add this to some kind of data table. I don't know. So we can say in movie plus, let's do it in that way, movie is directed by movie director. Okay, so it will go one by one, attach the browser, open the URL, then get the name of the director, and it will log to the output. Then, if there is no error, it will get us to here in the set transaction status. So we will send as a nothing as a business exception and also nothing as a system exception. That means there is no error with our flow. So it is going to update our transaction item in the queue as a successful transaction. So once we open it, if it is successful, it will go this here, and inside the success, it is going to use set transaction status to do successful for that specific transaction item. So our transaction item will be updated as successful. If there is any error, business exception or system exception, it is also going to update them as, for example, failed. And if there is any other, let's say, error for like system error, it is also going to update that transaction as a failed. But before that, since it's a system exception, it will take some screenshots to be able to understand what was going on the screen. So let's try to run that process. Before run that process, maybe we can check our queue. Here we have 250 items. One of them are already processed because we have used it in our second video. So while we are trying to get transaction data, let's see our transactions once again. So here it's, as you see, abandoned. That was 3 days ago. Let's continue for the rest of the items. Here also I need to, let's check it. Yeah, it's already commented out. So we are going to get the items from the queue, and one by one we are going to process them. Maybe we can put some, let's say, breakpoints here. It's already there. So let's try to debug this process and see what is going to happen. And if there is any error, we can try to fix that and continue from there. So let's see. Okay, it is opening the IMDB web page right now. Okay, processing transaction 1. Okay, we forgot to remove that message box inside. Where was it? Let's see if I am right. Yeah, it's here. So let me click OK. Right after that, I will say continue, and it is navigating to the movie. Since we have used the first item, it is starting with the Godfather. And okay, so now it's on the third movie, but before that, let's check our, yeah, as you see, we are seeing that the Godfather is directed by Francis Ford Coppola. So maybe I want to just remove that message box. Maybe we can convert it to the log message. So info, okay, maybe we can say that movie is on URL. Okay, so let's close it. Okay, now let's check our queue once again. Now we have transactions, and as you see, it's successful and it's in progress right now. So let's try to continue from here. I will start to debugging my project once again. Okay, it is opening the IMDB 250 movies page, and let's see. Okay, the Godfather movie is on this URL. I forgot to remove the message box again. Then here we have process state, and inside the process it is going to navigate to the movie page actually, and it says that Godfather directed by Francis Ford Coppola. And we have another transaction now, 12 Angry Men. So let's see, started process. Okay, it didn't get that. Maybe we can check our selector, but that doesn't matter actually. Okay, it didn't get it again. Maybe we can now stop and check the page to be able to make them right. So let's check our outputs. Schindler List didn't get the director name, so maybe I can first remove this, and then let's get to the process state. And here, let's see, sorry, the selector of why it is not changing. Again, let's try it. I think, yeah, there is a kind of bug with my studio, but nevertheless it is opening now. Okay, so let's open it. Let's try to, actually it is getting, but I don't know why it is not getting that one. So maybe, as you guys know, we are not able to get director of the movie successfully. So I just discovered that my web page didn't fully load it. So I have added some delays. Now it is working as expected. I just want to add this in our session. So, and the other point is that I have added the system exception assignment right after set transaction status. So this time we will be able to see if there is any error. That was the change I made. So maybe we can continue from here for the next session. And thank you for watching this video. Hopefully it will be helpful for you, and see you in next one. Bye for now.